What's up, guys? Welcome back to J-Mac Sports Cars. My name is Jason. Thanks for tuning back in. If you'll look right over here, we got a new scanner in. This is the fi-8040 made by Ricoh scanners, which is formerly Fujitsu. Fujitsu made the FI lineup. Ricoh is a company that bought out this arm of Fujitsu, and so I have partnered with them, and they have sent me this fi-8040, which is going to be a lower end competitor and a model comparable to the Epson scanner that many of you have seen me use, and is what I kicked off this scale up on eBay with. That one was fine for raw, like paper thin cards with penny sleeves. Other than that, it didn't really do very well, and I made it work for the time being with and that's what you got to do. You got to make work whatever works for you, and so that worked for the time being. But I said in the beginning when I started this thing that I was going to eventually scale up and try to get one of these Fujitsu/Ricoh scanners. So I was able to partner up with Ricoh. I got this comparable model to the Epson. Also got the overhead, which is the SV600. I've scanned some slabs with it so far this weekend and posted and listed a few. I also got the Mac Daddy, the fi-8040, which can scan thick cards, everything, anything and everything. So, but we're gonna look at this one first because I think this is a model and an entry level that most everyone can get into. I'm going to say that the configuration and setup on this was a little bit more tedious than the Epson. The Epson was pretty straightforward as far as just plugging it in, downloading the software, and just going. Couple settings, and that may sound like a knock on this one, but it's not, because this one has all of the bells and whistles as far as configuration and setup. And I'm still learning myself because there's so many settings, which can be a bad thing if it's too much, and for you got to do some research and documentation to figure things out. But then again, you want the flexibility, you want to have the settings, you want to have the ability to configure it the most optimized way, and so that's what this has provided. A much more, let's call it a pro suite of software. And so we'll go through the software setup, how I configured it, and then we'll scan. Nice cool thing about this is I saw another review, my buddy over at Car Dealer Pro, which if you haven't signed up for Car Dealer Pro and you'd like to, you can use my code JMAC, JMAC, and get 500 free scans when you sign up for any paid tier, no matter what the tier is. But this one, he said that this one doesn't do well with penny sleeves. It does do fine with raw cards without a penny sleeve. I'm just leery. I won't do that. I won't scan cards without a penny sleeve, no matter what the scanner is. I'm just too nervous that it's going to leave scratches on them. So, but this one will take, here's semi-rigids. So I'm going to scan this stack of semi-rigid. The reason I say that because in the review that I believe his name is Alex did of Car Dealer Pro, he said it doesn't do well with top loaders. It actually does phenomenal with top loaders. So got a stack of top loaders and a stack of semi-rigid, and that's what I'm going to be scanning. What I've had to do with the Epson was figure out what is the best way to use it. I figured that out. I made the best of it. With this one, it's going to be the same thing. I've tried to spend time and figure out the best way to use this one and what its strengths are. If I were to use this one, I'm scanning them in top loaders because it works so well with it in semi-rigid. So we're going to take a look at it. I'll show just a quick review of my settings and get right into scanning these cards here. So I got links to all of these scanners that I'm talking about made by Ricoh down in the video description below. I believe this one retails for about $4.99, so just a little bit above the Epson. But I mean, to be able to scan top loaders and semi-rigids for me is a game changer, because you just set up your inventory already in semi-rigid or top loaders and just scan away. And this thing is super fast. I actually turn on a setting to slow it down because it's hard to keep up with the cards flying out. There's a couple accessories you can get. I don't know if they have the accessories yet for this fi-8040, but the bigger model has some accessories where it's a drop-in bin where the cards drop into it. So, but yeah. So anyway, let's jump into the software and then jump into the scanning of it. Let's go. Okay, so here is the software. It is called Paper Stream Capture. You do have to download a couple different components, set up software for this. I don't even think that's documented in the paperwork that comes out, but if you just Google Ricoh fi-8040, just put that in Google and type download, software download afterwards, you'll get right to it. And then go through the process. It'll ask you what scanner you're looking for software for. It's a wizard. It walks you right through it. It's real easy. But what you gotta do is you gotta set up. You click this button and you click on the top and you click configure profiles. And so the one I use is this one push scan. That's I think it's the default setting on the printer. So that's the only one I'm configuring at the moment. You click configure profiles and then you get this hover over. And there's a pencil icon, which means edit. So you edit it. I didn't change any of this. And I went to source. Go to source. You click color mode. Although I might change this right now because we had that I had a problem with one Prism card scanning black and white automatically. So I'll click save on that. I just have resolution at 300 right now. Like I said, you can take that up. That's fine. Paper size automatic. This is where you want to put duplex, so you get front and back sides. Continuous scan. Actually want to enable that as well. Save. And that allows you to just keep feeding them and it keeps scanning. You don't have to do a new batch every time. Let's see if there's any advanced settings that I want to show you real quick. Color, paper feed, yeah, both sides. Page. Here we go. Here's where you do cropping. So you add margin. I add 2 millimeters. That puts a border around it. So if you are scanning just raw cards with no penny sleeve or no top loader, you get a bit of a white border around it so you can see the entire card. So that is one that's not in the typical settings. That's only in advanced settings. Cropping. And you can set it to as much as you want. 2 seem to be just fine for me. So, and I don't think there's any other here that I changed. No, nothing else I changed. So we'll close that. I left everything else as is. Destination, you set a folder, and you got to change it. It's default to PDF. Change it to PNG because that turns it into an image rather than a PDF document. So other than that, I don't think there was anything else I changed. So just PNG. Your advanced settings to set margin if you want it. And these are the settings that I'm going with. Look right there. Make sure you click save of your profile. And I think we're good to go. And then there. So that's the settings. And I'll click back. And then you load into the feeder. And you click scan either on the feeder. Or you could also click this scan button on the software. So either or will trigger the scanner to begin to scan what's in the document feeder right there. So, all right. Let's jump over and scan some cards. All right, so here we go. So there is 5 cards here in a semi-rigid. I'm gonna throw them in. We'll just hit scan. And you'll see on the screen, the software will begin to load. You can see the speed of it, right? So this you're not the Epson's going to take quite a bit longer to scan these, and so they flew through. And then if we look over here at the screen, we'll click finish. Let me maximize this. So there you go. That's what they look like. So now I'm going to take these ones with top loaders, and you'll see. Well, let's take a couple out. There you go. Here we go. Top loaders. And then if you just put these in, it'll auto detect it. That's when if you have continuous turned on, they'll all just show up. So, or I should say that it'll auto detect when you load more into the feeder. So hit finish. And sometimes it because it's auto rotating, trying to figure it out, you'll have to rotate them yourself. But otherwise, looks pretty good. So these are in top loaders. There's another one. I need to rotate it. There you go. So that one's a little cockeyed, right? But so there you go. So I like it a lot. The main, like I said, the main reason is there's no coercing the top loaders and semi-rigid. So I feel like my cards are much more protected, and you can see they're very clear, high resolution images, and you can set the resolution up even much higher. I'm on the lower end of having resolution. The resolution is on the lower end here of what I've got configured, but there's a lot of configurations. So listen, I'm not going to be the pro or a help desk for the all the configuration and settings. It's just too vast. I'll be learning it for months to come. So some of you might, if you do happen to pick this thing up and there's a comment thread going about it, and someone has some burning questions, I'll try to get involved into the conversation, or maybe Ricoh can jump into the conversation and try to answer it. But I'll be figuring this out as I go too. And the next up, I haven't even opened the package, but I'll be opening up the fi-8040. Once I get that up and running, I do got to say I'll probably be using that for most of my scanning as far as non-slabs. My slabs, I'll use the SV600, and so for certain stuff, I'll be using that overhead scanner. But by and large, you could get away and use this one here for all your needs, essentially, other than slabs, in this fi-8040. A really good, high-quality desktop, small, compact scanner, document scanner that will scan sports cards in top loaders at a pretty good, reasonable price. So I'm impressed with it. I like it. If you want to try it out, use one of my links. It'll be much appreciated. Other than that, appreciate you guys tuning in for another one. Stay tuned for the other also reviews of the SV600 and the 8170. That's all I got till next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Deuces.